You're watching CW Montana. This is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
Good evening, and thanks for starting your week with us. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Across Montana tonight, more than 30 huskies tracked down and captured from the Montana wilderness. We'll have that story and details in just a bit. Plus, we look to the skies as a new flight is scheduled for takeoff from Helena Regional Airport. We'll tell you where that's headed. But first, the State Public Service Commission hears comments today on Northwestern Energy's plan to provide power for its Montana customers over the next 20 years. But before any details were shared, renewable power advocates rallied outside the building in Helena today, saying Northwestern's plan has some big holes. Northwestern says it needs to build or acquire 800 megawatts of power in the next several years to serve its Montana customers. Now, that's twice the amount of power it owns now. Protesters say the plan should include more wind, solar, or other renewable power, which is both cleaner and cheaper. They also question why the plan includes coal-fired power from Colstrip when the Colstrip plants could shut down during the next 20 years. Critics also say Northwestern is resisting independently developed projects that could provide lower-cost, reliable power.
A regulated monopoly, it is guaranteed a reasonable profit, and it doesn't need to own everything in order to make a profit. But Northwestern Energy wants to make even bigger profits by owning everything, even if it's more expensive, and having the ratepayers foot the bill.
Northwestern Energy has this proprietary modeling that they're doing that seems to always reach the same conclusion, that they have to move toward fossil fuels. Let's have some transparency about how we spend $1 billion.
Now, the PSC can only comment on Northwestern's plan, but it will decide whether to approve any individual power projects or contracts put forth by the company in the future. Well, now that Montana Lottery opened license applications for sports betting this past weekend, the first requests are expected in the next couple weeks. The legislature approved sports betting in May. The Montana Lottery Commission finalized rules in November. Now, the rules only allow sports betting at businesses with gambling operator licenses like taverns and casinos. Currently, around 1,400 businesses across the state qualify. Once operational, players will be able to create sports betting accounts, but they will only be able to place bets in person at a licensed business through a terminal or a connected mobile device. Now, there is no firm start date for sports betting here in Montana. Now, a proposal to drastically eliminate 42 minor league baseball teams has dominated the news cycle since October, and now all eyes are on the annual winter meeting in San Diego. Now, those meetings kicked off this morning, and that's where Billings Mustangs owner Dave Heller is.
This is the main story at the winter meetings. Everything else is secondary. This is a pall that just hangs over the hotel. Minor league baseball team owners are united like nothing I've ever seen before against this proposal.
Heller and other Pioneer League owners met this afternoon to learn what happened at two weekend meetings between the minor league and major league negotiating teams. He says minor league baseball will offer a counter proposal, but nothing is written as of now. Well, another revelation in a Bozeman homicide trial. Today, investigators revealed they found the murder weapon and evidence that Joseph DeWise killed his wife. On the night of January 7th, 2018, Lauren DeWise was found dead in her bed, killed with .22 caliber bullets. Up until today, detectives said the evidence was disposed of, including the gun. But today in court, detectives say they not only discovered the .22 caliber Ruger pistol, but the serial number proves Joseph DeWise bought it. Detectives say not long after the crime, a couple walking in a local pond found it. Jurors also heard from recordings from DeWise's phone, including one in which he threatened to kill his wife. Paul DeWise took the stand late today and will be back on that stand tomorrow. A man wanted by the U.S. Marshal Service is still on the run tonight after eluding authorities in Missoula. Marshals, along with the local police SWAT team, converged on a Missoula apartment last night to serve a search warrant. Sergeant Travis Wells says the team searched inside and outside for the suspect wanted on robbery charges, but did not find the man. However, authorities did arrest a woman, Jocelyn Buccelli, as well as another man who had outstanding warrants. Buccelli is currently being held at the Missoula County Detention Center on 3 pending charges, including kidnapping. Well, a pack of more than 30 husky dogs is now at the Bitterroot Humane Association after workers spent 60 hours trying to capture the animals in the mountains near Missoula. Well, all the huskies, including some puppies, were found in the wild wandering alone. The workers with the Humane Association say they luckily got to most of the dogs before the elements could harm them. The public can stop by and spend some time with the dogs, but because they were in the wild, the Humane Association is unsure how many of the dogs can be placed for adoption.
So it's not like we can just say we're going to send them all out to fosters, because we don't know, these are wild dogs now. So we have to be careful of what's your property look like. We don't think they'll be great with livestock. We don't think they'll be great with smaller animals, but we don't know, but we don't have the time and resources to actually sit down and work with these dogs to see where we can home them.
Now, officials there say some of the huskies are bred with wolf and may require special accommodations. The Humane Society asking anyone who may be able to accommodate the dogs to please reach out. Well, the Missoula Chamber of Commerce and its innovative Childcare Initiative has earned an invitation to the White House this Thursday. The Chamber's survey revealed many Missoula area workers struggled to afford childcare, if they even find any openings. Many parents have to reduce their hours they work or even end up quitting work altogether. As a result, the Chamber of Commerce worked for more than a year to energize the business community and help find a solution for parents and employers. At the White House event, the Chamber will share its 7-model plan, now generating interest in the business world.
Childcare has struggled for a lot of years to get attention, saying they're running into hurdles. They can't find childcare providers. What's been missing is a business at the table, and now business is impacted because workforce can't come back to work because they can't find quality, affordable childcare. So it is impacting the workforce here in town. And so I think it's this community's responsibility, and business as well, to help make it the best place to work and feel comfortable leaving your kids.
Now, the Child Care Initiative also provides resources for individuals or businesses who want to open their own centers and will help daycare workers earn more pay and benefits. Ivanka Trump is scheduled to speak at the event. The city of Butte and its mining operation is working on an agreement to pump more water from Silver Lake into local creeks to help with flow and create healthier habitats. The agreement would purchase additional 4 million gallons of water from Butte to pump from Silver Lake to Silverbow Creek and Blacktail Creek. Montana Resources already pays the city for up to 3 million gallons of water from the lake. The Silver Lake system is owned by Butte and its citizens, and Superfund coordinator John Sesso says the deal will not disrupt any existing customers or prevent them from selling to new ones. And a new flight bound for Seattle will help take to the air from the Helena Regional Airport beginning in May of next year. The 76-seat daily flight by Alaska Airlines will be outbound from Helena at 7 in the morning and come back at 11:15 in the evening. Seattle is the most popular destination from Helena. Airport Director Jeff Wade Camper says passenger loads across the board were up 23% in the last 6 years, and they needed this new flight to continue that growth.
This year we've been up only about 2% just because we're pretty well utilizing all the seats that we have, and so to grow further we need more seats, so that's why we're excited about this. Not only is it going to provide great connections, but it allows us to continue to grow the air service options in and out of the airport here as well.
Now, the last flight added at the Helena Regional Airport was a second daily flight to Denver just last year. Well, also in Helena, the Capitol Rotunda is now adorned with a wreath thanks to Wreaths Across America. Each year, chapters of the Daughters of the American Revolution travel around Montana, placing Christmas wreaths filled with military flags. The nonprofit organization's goal is to preserve history and patriotism.
We stand in front of this wreath that has the flags for each branch of the military in recognition of their service and the sacrifices that they made and that their families have made over the generations and that they continue to make today.
On Saturday, December 14th, the Daughters of the American Revolution will be placing 800 wreaths at Fort Harrison in Helena. Now, they're meant to remember the Montana soldiers who have died defending our country. Still to come on the 9 o'clock news, a secret Santa here in Montana pays off thousands of dollars in Walmart layaways. We'll tell you where. But first, how's the weather looking, Bob?
Well, Jeanelle, looks like eastern Montana is going to catch a touch of some really cold Arctic air that's pushing its way into the central part of the country. We're just catching the edge of it, but what's going to happen out in the west? Well, that's some warmer air. We'll have more about that coming up after the break.